What's up, guys? Phoenix Seeker here, and today I got a little bit something different here. I'm actually not playing this live right now. I played this and I'm going over it on voice now. But basically, this is Windscape. It's a new game, early access, and this is a speedrun of up until like the first boss. The game ends after the first boss. You really can't go any further. This game is like a Legend of Zelda-esque type game with some crafting elements. You know, you can cut down trees for logs, you can mine for different coppers to craft different weapons and stuff like that, and you can get different plants and stuff to make like stews to use to regain health and things like that. So basically kind of adventure style game. Made by Head Up Games, as I saw in the little intro thing, and Windscape, like I'm sure I already said. And the thing you should know about this speedrun here is that it actually doesn't work. It doesn't do anything helpful for you because the game works off triggers currently, where I have to talk, I have to do this intro scene, then my dad will give me a quest, and that quest will lead me to one place to unlock gates and stuff. So basically this is arbitrary, unless at some point you can trigger yourself later in the game, but the rest of the game's not, out yet, so I don't know if this is full game viable, what I'm doing here. Basically, we're going to start off with a chest jump. Basically, you keep rising as you're opening a chest, and you do that to land up on top of this meat rod, and you can jump to shed it out. Otherwise, you have to do stuff like collect some food ingredients in the garden, stuff like that, to make a stew for your parents, and then your dad will give you a club. But unfortunately, we don't need a weapon because clubs are really easy to make. You just need to pick up like one thing of twigs, and then you can craft a club, which we have to go buy a crafting table. Now you'll see here, this is actually kind of a annoying glitch to do. Basically, we're just gonna sky rocket off this slope to get over this fence. Normally I'd have to go all the way to a town to the right after doing the intro scene to get the quest to enter this area, so a lot of trekking. Here's the dry wood I was talking about. That's all we need. Now we can make a club when we get to the crafting table, which is a crafting table right next to a switch we need to hit in this first like little area dungeon thing. So we're just kind of running here. It's unfortunate that I missed the chest jump a few times at the start. I would have really liked to get that, but I was happy with this run because I got the gate skip on the first try, which that's the first time I've ever gotten it first try. So I was super stoked about that because that one seems to be the most inconsistent. Basically, you'll see these guys at the start of the mine. This is the enemies that fill the gate. Or fill the dungeon. It's just a bunch of rats. Some shoot fire, some swing their sword. Now, unfortunately, there's a mistake that I wasn't too happy about that coming up here, is when I'm crafting, you can enter inventory like briefly before the item's done crafting, and it'll show up in your inventory. If you do it too soon, you have to recraft. But you'll see here, I do it just a bit too soon, so I don't get the item, and I have to recraft. That was the major mistake, along with missing chest jump like twice. Basically, I need to hit 3 switches throughout this dungeon to enter that area. Now, getting hit is actually a good thing, because after I hit the 3rd switch, I want to death warp, because death warping puts me to a save totem, but doesn't reverse the progress I made on the switches. So once I hit the 3rd switch, all my progress will be there, and I won't have to make the run back up, because the 3rd one we're doing is far away down. I did make a slight mistake here. I didn't actually raise that bar a second time. You can get up there with only raising the yellow one once, and you can actually even do it without raising any of them. It's just super inconsistent, and I haven't found a way to make it reliable. It goes off the line of slopes are super buggy in this game. Like I abused the slope to get over the gate, you can abuse slopes to kind of rock yourself up to that lever. So that was a small mistake here. Again, taking some purposeful damage on the way down. I do get super lucky with taking damage on the way down to this 3rd switch. Definitely the best I've ever done with taking damage, because you want to be as low as you possibly can by the time you get to that switch without having to, like obviously stop and get hit by enemies. Because whatever damage you don't take, you just have to stop after you're done hitting the switch anyway. So that fire guy hit me twice, which was super nice. I don't think he's like ever hit me twice there. Again, hit twice by these guys. And we're looking, this guy will hit you once. That guy will pretty much always hits you. So we just need to take 3 hits, and I take 1 hit before hitting this final switch. Super, and then this goes to the save tome at the start of the dungeon right there. And yeah, like I said, all progress in the dungeon is saved with the death warp. So that is useful for speedruns. Death warping definitely can be a thing if there's backtracking in a dungeon in the future, regardless of if my skipping things do not work because you can't re-trigger back into the story. But death warps definitely should be useful unless they change how that works. Now, enemies in this game right now, early access, they sometimes bug out when you hit them a lot. So we're going to be using that against this boss. I haven't been able to make him bug out at the start and not throw sticks of dynamite. Basically, as one phase, he'll start running around throwing sticks of dynamite at the start here. Haven't been able to bug him out during that. But then the next phase is he'll start calling rocks from the ground and, you know, just swinging generally. That phase can be interrupted. So right here, this is a dynamite phase. Super annoying. He's moving, so you can't just keep hitting him. And those do a lot of damage, so you can't actually just keep following him. But we did pick up that stew right before the fight, so we do a bit of damage. Pop the stew to get some health, and then let him run wild for a bit. And then here, this is his next phase. This is when you try to bug him out, and I was fortunate I got him to bug out right away. And normally he makes the rocks fall still, and I have to, you know, just soak up the damage from the rocks while hitting him. That's why I popped the stew mainly, so I don't die from the rocks. But fortunately, we got him stuck right away, and yeah, now we just hit him a whole bunch. And yeah, very exciting gameplay right here. And then basically the next point of it, this is going to be the end of the run. I just need to hit the portal out of here. Again, you'll see some Legend of Zelda-esque elements in here, like you saw the boss door. Look like Legend of Zelda boss door lock. And then you have the portal out of here, which Legend of Zelda-esque. That's the signifying end of the run, is when we hit the portal. And obviously, so I just need to know where the portal is, and I do know where the portal is. It's going to be right to my right, so I'm just going to run as soon as I get the last hit. Voila. Normally in that chest is, you know, something to progress the story, but since this is it, once you progress the story further after this point, the game just basically says, hey, that's all for early access. Anyway, if you enjoyed Windscape and, you know, the knowledge of speedrunning Windscape, feel free to, you know, reach out to me and contact me, and I can share any information I didn't share in this video and all others you need to know. Obviously, this is Early Access 1. This game just came out. Lots of these are subject to change, especially if devs see this video. They could put invisible walls over fences, because you can actually get over most fences in this game, you know. But like I said, this could very well, most of these tricks could be unbuyable if there's no way to trigger yourself back in the story, or if you can beat the game without actually having story elements, like if you can just keep going from dungeon to dungeon. Or, for example, I can actually, we're going off a tangent here, but I can actually skip into the next area beyond this one, but there's no content there yet. Like, it's just not released yet. Like, it just bugs out if I go there. So, like, you don't even have to do this first area, as far as I know. So if you can just skip your way to the final area, then yeah, all these strats could be viable. But anyway, that does it for this video. If you like the video, please leave a like on the video. And yeah, I'll keep messing around with Windscape. Obviously, I'm going to wait for a new update, and then we'll go from there. Have a fantastic day, ladies and gents, and goodbye.